Alrighty, and welcome back to another video of Growing with Dope. Today I'm going to be pruning and repotting a desert rose of mine. It's one I got for a gift a few years ago. I didn't grow it from seed, and I propagated it, I think, twice. It's a beautiful plant when it flowers, but you know, you got to prune and repot the desert rose if you really want to get it flowered to the max. Just a little sip of libation there. Alright. So, I get to play with my new handy dandy Lazy Susan bonsai spinner, whatever you want to call it. It's very cool, very fun. Makes things easy. So, what I'm going to do, and there's spider mites on this, so when I'm done, I'm going to, see, look at them right there. That's one. There you go. I'm going to spray this down for sure. Those critters can be nasty. But what I'm looking for is you want to kind of see, you know, where it's got nodes. And I want to remove all of this dead stuff anyway. So I'm going to cut it down here, here, and here. With this one, I'm probably going to cut this back and cut that here. These larger parts I'm going to put to propagate. This one I'm cutting way back here, and I'm going to cut this branch off down here. So let me get to it. I have my handy dandy cutters. Here we go. Now this dead one, I'm not even going to worry about propagating. I'm just going to chuck it. So that one gets chucked. Now I've got some paste that I'm going to cover these cuttings with. Now it's something that I've never really done before, but you know, I always like experimenting and learning things new. This paste is from Japan. The Japanese, I want to thank the Japanese for their efforts in this art and all that they bring to the table. And this one's going to work better. This might be a better branch cutter. Even though I have not learned the most from the Japanese, they do about the same. These are just easier to work with. I still appreciate all they've done to teach us. Get this one cut. I'll leave this little one on here. Now I've seen videos where people will prune their plant and dry it out and all this stuff. I just repot them. Let's cut you right there. So I've got it all trimmed up now, and I'm going to put putty on it on all of those spots. And you can easily find this putty online. I just found it on Amazon. Let's see how pliable it is. Doesn't seem like it's too hard to work with. Like so. And hopefully this will just help out any infection or anything like that that may occur to the plant. Let me get a little bigger, a little more here. I see people use all kind of stuff to do this. Like I said, I'm just kind of, I like experimenting, and I've never used this putty before. So I wanted to spend money one day when I was online, and I did. You know, maybe it's a good idea since these are bleeding so much to maybe wait till they've dried off to apply the putty. That might be why I'm having such issues. Or if I get a little bit of paper towel. Do I have a paper towel out here? I thought I always had some somewhere. That's what planting's all about, is just trying to figure out what works best and what causes issues. Stretch that back out. Probably should have watched videos on how people apply the putty. There we go. After I did what I needed to dry the area off, seems like that putty went on there well. A little bit extra there. So let's try this small side over here. Get some more putty. Kind of reminds me of the bad guys in the Power Rangers, the putties, or maybe they were called putties. I don't remember. They were like these weird demon things that crazy lady sent out. Let's watch an amateur struggle with something he's never done before. So this time I'm rolling it into a ball, kind of making a disc. I dried this off with some paper towel, and that seems like it worked better. I like this little turning table, so much easier. Well worth, I think I spent $12 on it, well worth it. Gotta make music in your own head sometimes. All right, I do like it. I do like it. I think it's looking well now. So we got all the spots we cut. We got putty on. Now we're gonna get to the repotting. So let me go stick these things out, the ones I want to try to propagate, see if they'll do anything. Be right back. Hey, you talk to yourself. I shouldn't say I'm repotting. I'm going to be using the same pot. This is going to catch all the soil. But I want to add different fertilizer to it. A 13 by 13. Alrighty. So let's start moving the soil here. May take us a little time. I like to try to reuse the soil. Ah. I'm excited to see this root mass. I am excited. One of the reasons is I believe you already have a good amount of microorganisms in the bonsai soil that get established from being outside and growing with the plant, which are beneficial to both the plant's health, and the health of the soil, the health of the roots. Because a lot of times, I mean, you may visually see the exterior of the plant more, but I believe you're growing the roots. You're actually growing the roots and should be more focused on the roots of the plant, the health of the roots. Now, you need to look, of course, at the exterior of the plant for things like pest, mold, nutrient deficiencies, things like that. But the work that you are really putting into the plant is creating the environment in which the plant will express its phenotype. And they make me wonder a fair amount, these plants, They do. They get my mind really going. I'm doing this as opposed to writing a paper for school. Get your mind right. Get your mind focused. Have that paper done. Unfortunately, I don't study plants. I'm going to school to study law and psychology. Maybe I'll be a lawyer someday. I think about it, but I don't know if I've decided 100%. I like the psychology side of it and the finding where, there's the interesting different cases and case law that you come across. Really, what do I know? Not very much. Ooh, there goes that bug. This root mass is looking very nice, by the way. Let me find a bucket I can start storing some of this in here. Then I find stuff that I bought and go, oh yeah, I need to use that. For when the rain dances on your head, you can hear it, you can see it. When the rain comes and dances on your head. This would be a lot of soil just to throw away if you weren't recycling it. I know next video, hopefully I'll be doing my baobabs. I just got to clean this area up and get all my seeds out of my tray that I want to put my baobabs in. Try and make a baobab landscape out of it. I need to see. It doesn't look like your roots are going to the bottom. Very good thing. You want to be gentle, but you want to be productive. God, get them out of here. Get them the fuck out of here. Go. Talking to the dairy. No, I was arguing in my head. You got me. Oh yes. Just wait till we get this root mass exposed. so beautiful. Okay. That root kind of separated itself. Replant that and see what it does. Look at that root mass. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Kind of clean out some of this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be trimming off a lot of these top roots that are going to be above where I'm getting, because I'm going to kind of be repotting it where all this is exposed, okay? Again, I'll take my cutters, get rid of some of those. That one. I like this one. I'll leave that one on there, and this. Those are going to add to it. Go ahead and just pop. Go ahead and cut these off. Bigger one off. You know, don't be too afraid to cut roots because it's the same thing as pruning the plant, but you just want to know which ones you're doing and why. Or at least pretend like you know. Set this off for a minute and bring up the pot. So I'm going to have to put enough dirt in this, along with redoing the fertilizer. I'm going to get a little bit, because there's dirt at the bottom. I'll go ahead and sprinkle some of the fertilizer in. We'll take our plant here, and Rose, we're going to decide how we want to angle her. I mean, I think maybe trying to perform a snail might work, even if I plant her like this. She might snail up on me. What do you think? I think I'm going to do that. Do that like this. Yeah. That's how I want it to go. And if I were going to remove those and these over here, and this big chunk, if I can't get it to sit under there like that. Bonsai dirt scooper here and start, because these I'm going to cut off. Start soiling it. It never hurts to be careful if you wear a bunch of rings not to skin your tree. Like me, but if you do, don't fret it. Now I do feed them with liquid fertilizers. A lot of times it's fish emulsion. Almost like stuffing a bird with this cavity down here. But you want to be precise and make sure you got a very good even distribution. Keep your plant soil looking nice and tight. Uncle Tom's Cat. Definitely. If you can see here, I'm going to be taking off these roots. Okay. I'm going to finish the soiling first. It's amazing where you can find a pocket. That's why you want to do this poking, because you'll find a pocket. I fired it. I love Jarritos. Such a good drink. Not a creature was Whistletooth. Put a little bit extra fertilizer pellets on top. Then hose her down with some water and put her in a shady spot for a week, and then you can put her wherever you had your plant before. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Growing with Dope. I Seed You, Growing with Kyle, so on and so forth. See you next time.